Guys, welcome to the Power of Passive Investing meetup. We have a great presenter today. And I know that my slide has just disappeared. Interesting. Okay. Prashant Kumar is going to talk about the role of digital marketing in syndication. Prashant is a very enthusiastic, and I'm speaking from experience, I know about his enthusiasm, passionate and goal-oriented multifamily operator. He applies 25 plus years of his corporate experience to analyzing income and expenses and calculating NOI to what he does in a commercial real estate space. He has a goal to acquire and hold stable income-producing multifamily complexes in the emerging U.S. market with long-term capital appreciation. He also runs his own meetup in New York, and now it's online, of course, and has masterminds with a couple of groups. He is a general partner in 3 multifamily deals. He holds probably over 100 doors at this point, and he also has a passion to purchase assisted living properties, which he already purchased at this point. And he is a neighbor of ours over the bridge in Long Island, where he lives with his wife and 2 kids. This is the disclaimer, the usual stuff that the content here is just for educational purposes. We're not selling anything, and you should not rely on what we're presenting. You should always ask professional. And some housekeeping rules: just keep yourself on mute. If there are any issues with audio video, just find me in the chat or text me or email me, and I'll try to help. Feel free to post your questions in the chat box, or at the end when Prashant is done, feel free to unmute yourself and ask questions. And once the recording is available, I should be able to send it in the next couple of days. And then in order to avoid going into spam, just add my email address to your address book, and this way you'll know that you'll get it. Our next event is on October 1st, which is 2 weeks from now. We'll have Amy Mentory speak about raising private money for your projects. And I'm also participating in the multifamily summit that's taking place a month from now on October 15th. And for those that are interested, there is a 20% discount that you can get by using a secret code, which is my last name, Trigo. So you can just go on the website. I believe they have 2 sets of tickets, like regular and then premier, something like that. And if you put my last name in, the code works for any level of tickets. You'll get a 20% discount. The website is multifamilyglobalsummit.com. And if you don't write it down, just email me or ping me, and I'll send you again. But again, it's Multifamily Global Summit. They have over 20 speakers talking about different topics, from attorneys to operators to coaches and various other, and marketing as well. So yeah, plenty of topics. And this is my information. If you want to reach me, you can reach me through email, through my website, or on social media.
So Alina, your slide is not changing on the screen that you are sharing. No, we are on the first page.
Really? Oh my goodness. Oh, that's weird. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay. The same thing for other guys also, right? Yeah.
Yeah, if you're not seeing it, can you see it now?
Yeah, now we can see it. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that. I guess I'll just show the slides. Is it showing right now, Prashant?
Yeah, it is showing now. Yeah.
Sorry. So yeah, I went through disclaimer. I went through housekeeping rules. This is the meetup that I was referring to. Do you see the full screen? Does it say next event?
Yes. Now it is doing it. Yes.
Okay. So that's the next event. You guys can just register for it through meetup.com. And this is the summit that I was referring to. And The website is here. It's multifamilyglobalsummit.com. And the code is my last name to get 20% off.
Got it.
And here's my info for those that would like to contact me directly. You can reach me either through social media or through my website. That's the end of our presentation. And Prashant would like to give you the floor, and we're looking forward to hear your presentation on the role of digital marketing in syndication.
Sounds good. I'm going to share my screen. Please let me know if you can see my screen.
Yes, we can. Thank you.
Okay. Well, Alina, thank you so much for warm introduction. I appreciate it. I mean, as usual, I always appreciate what you say, but my introduction was very good. Thank you so much for that. Well, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for taking time to talk to us today. I'm going to just talk about, the presentation can go longer, but I will probably talk about role of digital marketing in syndication. Okay. And let me know when whether you see this. Do you see the screen changing now? Okay. So as like what Alina said, disclaimer that this material is intended only for general information purposes only, and you should not use it as it is. Take advice from professional legal counsel for anything that you want to do in your businesses. Why is it not moving? Okay, let's see. Uh-oh, it's taking time. What happened? It says slide 3.
Yeah, now we see a company overview.
Okay, got it. Okay.
You really wanted us to read that disclaimer, didn't you?
No, yeah, yes, you're right. No, company overview, there's nothing that I need to talk about. I'm a syndicator, and we have done 1,200 units last year. I personally own about 100 units, and it's just normal stuff for the company overview. There's nothing more exciting about it. But my introduction is, I have a strong management and technology background. I've been involved in multifamily projects in GP and sponsor capacity in the last 5 years. My expertise is to remove redundancies from the processes and do the meticulous underwriting. That's what I do. I do assisted living also. We bought few assisted livings last year, and we are looking into a few more this year. I've been mentoring, willing to share knowledge through meetups, social media. I plan to do more syndication in multifamily, and we are trying to do syndication in assisted living space also in future. So that is just my hoo-ha introduction. But I wanted to talk a little bit about digital marketing today. With the whatever is happening now with Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn, there's a lot of digital marketing goes around, right? So at the very core of a syndication business, what is the syndication business? I'm an operator. What is my business? My business has two major components. One is called deal flow, and second is called investors. Without investors, my deal flow doesn't work very well. Without investors, my deal flow doesn't work. Did I say the same thing? Without deal flow, my investors are useless, and without investors, my deal flow is useless, right? So there's a fair amount of marketing that we do in this business, and those who are doing it full time, they are spending a lot of money in trying to do the marketing. They are contacting brokers, contacting sellers. They are doing email marketing. They are doing direct marketing, phone calls, letters, everything. In addition to that, with the investors, when we typically get into a business, we try to leverage our existing relationships, right? Family, friends, coworkers, asking them money, whatnot. But after one deal or two deal, that ends, right? Money dries up. Your money dries up. Your friends' money dry up. Now is the time then that you need money. And where has it to come from? That has to come from everybody else in this world, right? Everybody has money sitting in their bank account mostly, and people do not know what to do with that money. So your job as a syndicator, there is a component called marketing your business to those who have money in their bank accounts, and educate them, help them out so that they can earn some money. They can get some returns on their money, right? So, and there are many things, you cannot do everything. This slide just says that, you cannot do it. If you are doing it, you are killing yourself, basically, because you are doing the business, right? So in digital marketing world, you need to have somebody who can create an environment for you, right? And what all that makes, and I'll keep on talking, who can create an environment for you in which you start getting cold leads. People start looking up to you for a thought leader. People start looking at your content, they start getting educated. And this is a long process, long arduous process. And that's why they say it starts sooner than later. But so that is the organic way of doing it. Organic way of doing it, you are doing email marketing, you are doing video marketing, you are doing Facebook marketing, right? You are doing, you have Facebook groups, you are posting a lot of content. But all in all, if you think about it, you have spent so much time in building that content. People just look at it for 5 minutes and they move on. Not for even 5 minutes, like a split second. So you have spent half a day to create something, and folks look at it for 1 second and they move on. So to me, even though I do it, I also do that. To me, it is a lot of efforts that you put trying to grab somebody's attention, right? So the other method is, you do Facebook ads. This was organic method. The other method is ads. You put a budget together. You do Facebook ads. You do Google ads. You do Messenger ads. There are many. They're like, if you start talking about what are the different ways of doing digital marketing, there are like 15 of them. And I can name it right now: Facebook ads, Google ads, LinkedIn ads, Facebook Messenger ads, LinkedIn Messenger ads, email marketing, Instagram, basically video marketing. Basically Facebook lives, email. There are like 20 different ways you can market yourself. But can you really do everything? Can you create a LinkedIn funnel as well as Facebook for regular funnel, then a funnel on your website, then a funnel on for a different purpose? It's just too many things. So what I'm really saying here is, you offload that work to somebody who is good in doing that, and that's what they do basically. So the purpose of that is you get the cold lead, and then you continue to warm that lead up by your blog writing or just showing your face, putting yourself out there as a thought leader. So if you think about, you have Facebook ads, Google ads, Messenger ads, right? And then your email marketing, then you are doing the content marketing, then your video marketing, Facebook. There are 100 things basically, right? So instead of doing everything, you focus on a couple of things, at least 2 or 3 things, not just one at a time, and say, listen, I'm going to put some budget, and I'm going to spend some money or some time, or ask somebody to do it for me. Whichever way, we'll get to that later. So think of it as a funnel. I hope you guys know what funnel is, right? The basic idea is, you bring the traffic. With all these things that I just talked about, you bring that traffic to to the top of your funnel, to your website or to the funnel, the bigger part of the funnel, right? And that's where you start engaging with those folks. Your idea is to find at the bottom the folks who are motivated to invest with you. I'm just taking an example right now. Passive investors. You are looking for passive investors. So you are doing all these marketing, video ads, Facebook ads. This is creating bringing the traffic to your funnel, and then you are warming up the content through your emails, through your blogs, and slowly the goal is for you is to make them set up a call with you, right? Not that you don't want them, you don't do that initiation. Let them think of you when they are in the market and let them connect with you, basically. And during that call, you know that they have gone through the education process, right? They come in on the top, half of them will drop off, they will disappear. Then you are basically continuing to push more content to them, and they are getting warmed up. They are learning about you. They're going to a website, and then you are giving more content to them. So they can, and those who are not interested, they will start ignoring you. But those who are really interested, they will set up a call with you. That is called, they have come to the middle of the funnel, toward the bottom of the funnel, right? From the top to the middle to the second half. Once they have come there, they make a call, they have a call with you, and that's where you basically, you are not selling them, you are understanding their needs. You're not selling your product yet, because in real estate, we don't sell any product. We are not here to sell $9.99 book to them. We are here to give them the knowledge so that they can make a decision and they are ready to invest with you. They have set up a call with you means they are very close to you. I mean, they are very close to making a decision, that they will invest with you. Once you talk to them, typically, more than 50% of folks who talk to you after going through the education process, they will end up investing with you. So they have talked to you. You started the funnel process with them a week ago. Now you have time, another 10, 15 days, 20 days. After that, they are verified investors in your database. When you have a deal, you send them the deal. You will be amazed how many of them will respond to you. Right? If you put your deal just out there, nobody would look at it. But if you have vetted these guys, if you have established a relationship with these guys, chances are those who have talked to you, at least 50% of them would be ready to invest with you. The important thing is people don't invest in deal. People invest in you, right? So they have taken time to learn about you, 2-3 weeks, and then they're feeling comfortable to invest with you. So this funnel is a philosophy, right? It is a philosophy because you are educating them and you are very genuine in your communication. So funnel is a philosophy in which people get warmed, in the cold leads get warmed up, and then then you hit the iron when it is hot. When you have a deal, you send it to them and you see the results basically. So when you have cold leads, continue to write blogs. They keep getting that, and these are just few just normal creatives that my team did. In addition to that, you have normal stuff. So digital marketing, what I talked about, okay, this is one piece which is very important nowadays. But in addition to that, our standard way of doing things also work. With me, that has worked all the time. So I allocate half of my budget to the digital marketing. I allocate half of my budget to my regular marketing, in which I have the calling service to my sellers, and I have direct mailers also. So I typically send yellow postcard, I set a budget aside and I subscribe to a database. I find basically, uh, I find the data of the area, which I'm interested in. And I don't look for free and clear properties. They wrote it wrong. But, then I basically give that data to my mailing company, basically. So I have seen my yellow postcards, they work a lot, basically. And then in addition to that, I subscribe to a calling service also where I give the data to my calling folks too. So even in digital marketing, once I said organic, where you are putting a lot of content, so people are organically getting attracted towards you. But at the same time, you put the ads also, Facebook ads, Google ads. And nowadays, one thing which is becoming very popular is actually messenger ads. Because you can put an ad on Facebook, you will just ignore it. But if there is a message comes to your Facebook Messenger, you are likely to have a look at it, right? Similarly, on LinkedIn, if a message pops up, you would look at it, but you will not look at all the LinkedIn posts. So these messenger ads are becoming very, very popular. I mean, it is easy for me to say that you can do a lot of it. These things cost a lot of money too. So you have to find a balance, how much budget you have and how much can you spend. You may have, some of it is you start spending time yourself or you hire somebody. The moment you hire somebody, you are putting a lot of money because you have to pay for them as well as, you pay for advertising. But I've seen messenger ads working very well. One thing is, more than Facebook ads, I see LinkedIn ads working better. Not just LinkedIn ads, LinkedIn funnel, where you are reaching out to your like-minded people. That works very good. But everything needs time, So just to recap what I do in my business, I have a calling service. I have digital, I have letters that I have sent in past. We do a lot of webinar like this, Alina knows about it. We send a lot of emails out, website maintenance, and then, you name it. I have a separate email server, to send my emails out. I subscribe to some data source and I send a bunch of emails out to the investor groups, So it is a lot of work, but you have to try somewhere, right? You have to start it for your business. If you are in this business, you have to do it. Otherwise, your progress is limited by efforts. I know everybody has their niche. Some people are very good in meetups and all. I commend Alina. She has been doing her meetups for a long time. But nowadays, we cannot get out. For last 6 months, we are sitting at home, basically. You cannot meet. So it's the digital world which is picking up. A lot of people have a lot of Facebook groups. But see, you have friends there, but are they ready to invest? That's the challenge. You don't know. You may have 500 people in your Facebook groups, but they are there just to hang out. Maybe one or two guys would invest with you. So to make it solid, if you have a solid plan for your business, you have to do marketing. That's where I'm getting at. If you want to do the business, you have to do marketing, because you as a human being, it is not possible to know investors all over the world, right? It's just not possible. You have to automate all that. You have to automate that so that your interaction happens only at the time of talking to them. Everything else you have to automate in an automatic way, so that folks are coming to your funnel, they are getting emails from you. It's not that you are sending email only to them, but you are sending emails in an automated fashion. And when they are ready, they set up the call with you. And once they set up the call with you, then they are in your verified investor database. I know a bunch of people are using that funnel. I have just created my funnel like that. And in last 3-4 days, I have about 35 people who have signed up in my funnel. So it is exciting, so to say. I have done a lot of work in marketing area. I am not a digital marketer, but I've learned a lot in last 1 year in digital marketing space. A bunch of things, I've done Facebook ads myself. I am currently working on LinkedIn Messenger funnel. Similarly, I plan to do Facebook Messenger funnel. So budget wise, my budget is not too much for the ads and stuff, but at least the things that I can do, through which I'm able to reach out to a lot of people, like LinkedIn funnel concept, where it is not a lead, it is not an ad, but you are reaching out to a lot of like-minded people in LinkedIn. Similarly, on Facebook also, there are tools available, and they cost a little bit, but if you set up your funnel, they are targeted tools basically.
So I have a question.
And
So do you offer this as a service to clients, or do you just do this for yourself?
no, I'm a syndicator. Okay, I'm not a digital marketer, so I don't offer this as a service to my clients. I am looking for what I am sharing right now is what I do in my business, and I'm willing to help you to set up that for your business, not as a service that I will provide, but I can direct you, guide you what to do. So
Okay,
that
thank you.
I
My other
can,
question is, at the top of your funnel, where it's people that you don't know yet, what type of content do you usually use there, such that you're not violating any like the marketing rules? Trying to get a broad audience so that you can funnel down, but
right.
not at that point you don't know who's accredited, who's not. So how do you manage that?
Yeah. So yeah, it's a very good question. And you are not, when you have top of the funnel, you are not talking about investing, right? You're not telling them you come and invest with us. You are giving them the education. Do they know what are the benefits of real estate investing? That's the fundamental thing. People do not know what are the benefits of real estate investing, right? I mean, you are not violating anything when you start educating somebody. When you are see, my sincere goal right now on this webinar is to educate you so that you know what digital marketing can do for you, right? I'm not here to sell you anything. Same concept I have in the funnel that we create is our goal is to educate those who come to us what are the fundamental benefits of real estate. I'm not saying that you invest or do you have money. All I'm saying is at a very top level is, guys, you have been investing in stock market and you know what are the returns over years. In real estate, these are the 5 fundamental benefits. And you explain that, passive. If you are an ultra busy professional, do you have time? You start with a question. So one is education. One is start asking them intriguing questions. Are you ultra busy? Are you too busy to invest? That's question number 1. If you are asked this question to a doctor or an attorney, he'll say, yes, I'm very busy. So have you explored where do you really invest in? So I invest in stock market. How are your returns? He'll say, my returns have been 3% a year. Is it worth your time? And 90% say, no, it is not worth my time. So have you explored investing into real estate? Do you know what are the fundamental benefits of real estate? So you ask these intriguing questions. The moment you tell them depreciation, their eyes start popping out. You can talk about 10% return on real estate. You can talk about whatever you want to talk about, and you don't even have to give the number. The moment you give them the words like depreciation, bonus depreciation, you can even reduce your income tax. you can possibly reduce your income tax. The moment you say that, their eyes start popping up, right? So your goal is to educate. That's the fundamental thing. I mean, you are educating them. You're not giving them the deal, and we are not giving them the deal until, even if we have talked to them on phone, we are not giving them the deal at least for 30 days after talking to them. So they were in our funnel for 2 weeks. They talked to us, and then at that point, our clock starts for 30 days. After 30 days, we give them a deal. Basically, if we have a deal, we market that deal to them. Does it make sense?
Yep. Yeah, that makes sense. So have you done marketing campaigns both to non-accredited versus accredited? Do you have deals where you've actually syndicated where it was only
Yes,
to non-accredited?
yes, I have had deals which I have done for non-accredited investors, but not using digital marketing. Digital marketing is coming up. We are ramping up the digital marketing in last 4 or 5 months, and obviously in last 4 or 5 months, nothing was happening. But this does not violate, your education does not violate any of the SEC rules. We have done both kind of deals. We have done deals for the non-accredited investors as well as accredited investors. For accredited investors, skies, I mean, sky, you have the whole world, right? You can market your deal. You can have the Facebook ad, and we have spent tens of thousands of dollars, to on the ads for those deals itself. So typically, folks have the mentality that when we have the deal, then we'll start talking to our investors, or that's when we will start basically looking for money. But this business is that your investor communication has to go on all the time, like all the time.
So, Prashant, just a quick question on that. Sorry if I just piggybacking off that. Do you ever review any of your marketing materials with a lawyer?
No, I never had to review my marketing material with a lawyer. No, I mean, I'm talking about if I have a deal,
Mhm.
and if I market that deal, yes, then of course, I would review that material with the lawyer. But if it is a 5 or 6 C deals, then our restrictions are not there or limited, very limited.
The concept is great. No, I know what you're doing. If at the top of the funnel, I was just curious to see if you'd ever run it by a lawyer just to be safe. I think a lot of the time, I think people do.
I mean, you have been in the once you are in the market, you know what you can talk, right? I mean,
yeah.
Hanesh, but it doesn't mean that you cannot do that. You can absolutely do that. If it will help you to sleep better at night, then absolutely run it by an attorney, especially if you're working with someone on a regular basis.
Yeah. If somebody can review your material, yes, for sure,
Yeah, and
I mean,
everything is on a case by case. A lot of it depends on the type of information that you're marketing, promoting, and sharing with others. So some information may have to be reviewed. It's not, it's not one size fits all answer.
I would say, like, also in large part, right, if you stick to pieces that you've kind of put together yourself, if it's your opinion, your education piece, whatever, I mean, then it's kind of original content. If you're taking other people's work and then rebroadcasting it or something, then it's, obviously you can share things in platforms like LinkedIn and the rest, but if you're representing some kind of quote unquote copyrighted material, then I would just write stuff yourself, and then you don't wind up.
Yeah. I mean, copyrighted material. If you are taking somebody else's material and making it your name, it's not SEC problem, but it is a copyright problem, right?
But it's good to. I mean, I think write it yourself just because it's your voice anyway, right? You're going to express your vision, your business.
And if you don't have time, there are a lot of writers, ghost writers, who are out there willing to write for you, at a very reasonable price. but again, these things cost a bunch of money, so a lot of people do it themselves. I've been doing it myself also quite a bit. But I mean, there comes a point when you just cannot do it. It's just too much work. It is considerable amount of work. People have made business out of this, to set this up. This is a business in itself. So copywriting is a skill. If you write it, yes, maybe you can write it, but what needs to be written where, that is very, very important in a funnel, right? I mean, that's like performance of the funnel. Each comma, each word, where should it be? Should it be on the front of the page? Should it be on the side of the page? Everything is very psychologically placed on a page, right? On a website page. So it's better that you take help from an expert who has done it, so that you're not losing time and wasting money and all that. But yeah, I mean, you have to have the original content. I mean, your own content, basically.
I have another question. Which platform have you had the most success at with actually getting accredited investors into your deals? Is that Facebook, Meetup, LinkedIn? Is there any one that's been better than the other?
Yeah. So basically, as far as getting the accredited investors, in past when we did our phase, I mean, I haven't had luck. Maybe because that time my marketing was not set up correctly. We did spend a bunch of money on the ads, and we did have a lot of calls. But most of our ads were on Facebook ads. We probably were, we spent maybe and I'm just giving the figures. We spent probably $10,000-$15,000, and we got a lot of calls. We got about 300-400 people who signed up for webinars and all, but only 2 or 3 invested with us. So that's the ratio.
And what demographic did you target on Facebook?
Yeah, so we would typically target somebody who is earning more than 100K, more than 200K, because our minimum for that investment was 100,000, right? So, and I don't have the exact places where we targeted, because it was being done by a third-party company who was doing these ads for us. So I was not very happy. I'm just sharing my experience, that I was not very happy doing the marketing when I have a deal. I do not think that works very well. Even the accredited investors are, I mean, if you ask me, I mean, I'm an accredited investor, right? If you say, listen, I have a deal, would you invest? Would I?
Wait, could you repeat that? I didn't follow that. You said you weren't happy with what?
My question is, let's say I'm an accredited investor, and I see your ad, and you say, this is a deal. And I talk to you also the same day or next day. Would I still be convinced to invest with you? In my mind, I would not be. The reason for that is that I do not have a trusted relationship with you. I'm not talking about you, I'm just in general. It takes years to build some relationship, right? Trusted relationship. So the concept of funnel is, when you are putting yourself out there, the guys who are there in the funnel on the top, they are getting warmed up slowly with you, right? Even though you're not talking to them, but they know that you are out there. They know that your deals are producing. I mean, you are not writing exactly what you are making in the deal, but I mean, in other words, you are enticing them at a very deeper level. You're not enticing them just by giving them the number. So it takes time, and that's why they say it is top of the funnel, and then slowly people move down, right? In one day, nobody will invest. I would not invest.
So when you did your Facebook ads, what level of the funnel were you targeting? Was it the top, the middle,
yeah,
towards the
that was,
bottom?
yeah. So Facebook ad would bring the top, right? Facebook. So if you have a 5 or 6, okay, I get your question. When I did my Facebook ads for a deal, that was bottom of the funnel, right? Because I was giving them the deal and I was asking
So
them.
you've done Facebook ads for a specific deal before.
I have done Facebook ads for the specific deal, and I have
Okay,
done Facebook ads for education purposes also.
gotcha. Okay.
That, so one is bottom of the funnel doesn't work very well. If it is top of the funnel, it takes time and takes efforts, and but though in the long run it works. Then you have people who are ready and waiting for you, right? So they may not invest with you now in 2 weeks, but they may end up investing with you in 3 months or maybe 6 months, a year from now. Make sense?
Yep, makes sense.
So yeah, basically, this is what I wanted to communicate. I mean, I have many other slides, but those are typical syndication steps, and I don't have to go through them. My basic purpose was to talk about what are the methods through which you can do digital marketing. See, your newsletter is very important. Your website is very important. Two important things: newsletter and website, right? These are showing that you are out there. Number 3, uh, you have to pick a way through which you can do more marketing. You have to become a thought leader. You start webinars like this, you start a meetup, and then on digital side, you want to connect with folks. I mean, with the meetup, yes, right now you can connect with a lot of people all over the world, but in a physical meetup, there are benefits, and there's some benefits, and the shortcomings also, that you can meet only the folks from your area. But through the digital marketing, you can meet people. LinkedIn Messenger, there are groups. You can just send them the messages. It doesn't cost that much, but it needs to be set up correctly. So you need to set up those things. So you find what you want to do. What I'm learning with my experience, Facebook postings, they don't work at all. I've spent a lot of time, lot of money in doing them. They don't work at all. What I'm inclined to do now is Messenger, funnels on the LinkedIn side as well as on the Facebook side. That's my newest venture. In addition to that, I'm doing email marketing. I recently created a course, actually 7-day email course for passive investing. So I'm bringing people to that course. That's all I'm doing. I'm not talking to anybody. So I'm coming to the top of so all the marketing that I do, which is on top of this funnel. The basic idea is people come here. So here on top, I have my 7-day email course. Once they go through that 7-day email course, I ask them to become a member of a club in which I have more videos for them. And it is all free. So they were on the top. So 7 days they were getting warmed up. Then they come down a little bit. They are member of a club. And it's all free again. They watch a lot of more videos. Then I have then in the meantime, they're getting newsletters, drip campaign. Then there's a call of action. They click on that. They schedule a call with me. And then I talk to them. At that time, when I talk to them, they already know what I do, right? Not just me. They know how things work. So that call is just to, say hello, hi, and understanding their needs, basically. I already told them what I am by then, so I don't have to repeat it with them, right? So in that call, I'm just asking them, what do you want? How can I help you? That is the real question. And when I ask you, how are you? Okay, Harold, if I ask you, how are you? What are you doing in your life? Wouldn't you feel comfortable that somebody is interested in me rather than telling me about myself? right? If I continue to tell you about myself, you say, what the heck, let me move on. So I have already told them what I am. Now is the time for them to tell me what they want. And the moment you connect, that's when, then they are with you, basically. And after that, you wait for a few more weeks, and then you send them a deal, and folks are ready to invest with you. That's my funnel strategy in this.
Prashant, you make it sound easy.
I make it sound easy. Yes, it's not that bad. It can be created, but it needs a lot of time. Funnel creation takes a lot of time. And you know me, how many months I've been working on this thing for 3-4 months. And I don't do the coding myself. I ask somebody else to do it. Even then it took this long.
So which part do? You do the all the educational part, and someone else does the coding.
Yeah. So all the education part, videos, I just create the raw video and let them handle. I guide them basically what to do, what to do, where to do, when to send. So I have regular communication with them, actually almost on a daily basis. But I cannot do everything and still do other business part, right? I can probably spend a day or two, hour or two in a day on this. If I spend more than that, then it's not worth my time, because that's not the business. Business is the syndication business, right? So
how do you decide what goes on each level?
So my level, my level is, I have 3 levels, right? One level is just the email newsletter, 7-day email news,
Mm-hmm.
the 7-day passive investing education material.
Mm-hmm.
That is level 1.
Mm-hmm.
Once they go through those 7 emails, and then I give them an email, I send them an email saying that, listen, you have gone through this, do you want to apply for a membership? So you are giving them something. It's like I'm giving you something. It's not going to cost you, but you feel like, oh yeah, I've gone through this. Let me apply for this also. It is free. What the heck, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you feel that, oh, you are getting something out of it. They get the username and password. So it's like somebody has created something for them. And in there, approximately similar information, but a little bit more structured, but in a video format. And they go through that day or two, and then there is a button at the bottom, schedule a call. So I'm not really asking anything, right? It's just a website portal. It is called funnel. It's not selling anything. I'm not asking $9.99 or $29.99. That's not what I'm here for, right? So when they schedule the call, that's when things start. So it just and in the meantime, the moment they have signed up for that email course, they are in our database anyway, right? So they are getting regular newsletter, which is monthly, and they get, I don't do Facebook ads and stuff right now, but at some point when I do it, that's a different story. But the basic idea is to warm them up, slowly. People say that it works, and I've had mentors who have told me that it works, and that's what I have done it. And as I said, in last 3-4 days itself, I had like 30-35 signups. Where would they go? I do not know. I have yet to see the results, but I think I'm optimistic. I'm cautiously optimistic that it will work, because a lot of marketers say that it works.
Did these signups start with your Facebook posting, or did they start someplace else?
So these started with my LinkedIn. A lot of them came from the LinkedIn, because as I said, so once you have set up the funnel, funnel is just once somebody comes in, but you have to bring the traffic also. My traffic comes, as I said, Facebook doesn't work with me very well, because I don't write. Even though I write it, but people don't click on something and come to my website or anything. Mm-hmm. So I'm learning to explore messengers better.
And what do you put in the message? Like what kind of messaging do you send them?
So my message is, looks like we have something in common, number one. If you are in a group, basically, looks like we are in the same group. I would like to connect with you, and then would you like to connect with me? Yes. If they say yes, then I send them the next message saying that, listen, in real estate, there are many benefits. And if you want to know about the benefits of real estate, please click on this link, which is 7-day email course subscription. They click on that, they give their email address, and that's it. That's the communication ends. Basically, they have come in my funnel. For next 7 days, there's an email that goes to them. And some of the content I'm still revising, right? I mean, I've done it a couple of times, but there is always an area of improvement. So they will get, they will get 7 emails, and then they will have access to a course, which is all free. And then they will have a button to schedule a call with me.
Have you found any social media influencers who already have a network of accredited investors that they're willing to promote other deals to?
I have, see, like I said, like what I said earlier, there are 15, 20 ways you can do the social media, right? And that influencer part I have not explored yet. Do I want to explore? Yes, I would definitely want to explore that too. My basic top of the funnel is that people come to my funnel. See, nobody's going to invest first time. If I send them the message about the bottom of my funnel, nobody will invest. All I want is them to come to my top of the funnel. Out of 100 people, 3-4 of them will actually schedule a call. So I've not found, to answer your question in short, no, I've not done that yet. But do I want to do it? Yes, of course, I want to do it. Am I ready today? No. Maybe a couple of months down the line, I'll be doing that.
Prashant, I've got a question for you on your kind of nurture campaign, your drip campaign for emails, right? You've got that email series. I always struggle with what's the right timing for that, because I tend to be impatient, so I want all 7 emails sent to me in a row. But the idea is you want to keep some level of engagement. So, I've moved those things around. It's every 3 days, every 5 days they get something from it. Like, have you found some optimal kind of thing? Because
so 7 days. So there are 3 things. Okay, one is 7-day email, which, as I said, is 1 email a day. There is a reason why it is 1 email a day. You are giving only enough information that they can understand, right? A doctor who has no time to think about anything except the patient, except his patients, would have time only to read it on 1 email and then let it sink with him for a day. It is not about I give him 7 email. I mean, then I could write an article and send him the article with the 7 benefits.
No, right. But the question for you is that, do you think that I think once a day is too much? Because one of the things I struggle with is that if you put 1 every day, so sometimes I subscribe to things, right? Whatever it is, not necessarily real estate, other things. And all of a sudden I start getting 1 email a day from these guys. I go, oh shoot, they're going to spam me to death. And then I unsubscribe, right?
Yeah, and that's why I don't.
Balancing act, right?
Yes, absolutely. I totally agree with you, and that's why I don't write things in the email. I put a video of mine in that email. I just give them 1.5 to 2 minutes worth of content in that. Nothing more than that. At most 2 minutes if somebody has time, and plus little bit of blood. So it is only this much blood, only like 8 lines and 2 minutes of video.
Yeah.
That's it. And after 7 days, I don't touch them. There are no more emails after that.
Yeah.
Do they get a newsletter from me? Yes, monthly newsletter they get. And after that, they get once a week 1 email in which I give them the tip of some sort. You know, if they're passive investors, I give them the tip on the passive investing side. And again, most of them are in. I mean, I like videos. I don't know for why people say I'm crazy, but
No, I think you're right. I think, frankly, everybody's gravitating toward it because I think it's part of it's the attention span. People are like, "Oh my gosh, I have to read more than 3 sentences." I mean,
yeah.
we're all getting stupider. We have to watch videos.
I have to read period, right? That's tough.
Yeah. I don't remember when I read a newsletter last time. We get so many of them. I would scroll down from top to bottom like 4 pages, but I would hardly read it, you know.
Well, it's funny because my partner's a written word guy, and I'll say, "Oh, let's have video." He's like, "No. I hate when people just give me a video." So actually, what he suggested, and what's probably something we might start doing, is he said do video, but then also have the transcript written because they're next to it or under it, because there's some people that really, or a link to the transcript, because there's some people that just do like to read.
And that's what I mean to say. You know,
Yeah.
my video is only like 1.5 to 2 minutes,
Yeah.
but the excerpts of that is above the video in about like 7-8 lines. Those who want to read those 7-8 lines, they can read it in the moment they open the email.
Yeah.
But those who want to watch the video, they can click on it. I mean, it's standard content, right? I mean, I'm not magically designing anything, but just following some of the strategies from the marketers, who do those things.
Yeah.
So,
Prashant, do you use ClickFunnels or a different type of funnel?
so I have a system called Kartra, Kartra. Kartra. It is similar to ClickFunnels, but it has a little bit more functionality. I mean, tomorrow, if I do something, if I like to do some memberships, like membership functionality is there. So I was able to create the membership platform in there. So it's all included in one.
Mm-hmm. That's great.
It is relatively new, like 2-year-old or 3-year-old, something like that. While ClickFunnels has been out there for like 3-4 years now. So, I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, I have been using it for almost a year, even though first launch happened just now. I subscribed it for a year. I mean, that's how long I have been thinking about it, because that's when I attended a marketing course with a marketing genius. So I got so pumped up, so I subscribed for it, but it took a long time for me to actually roll out what I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm. And so when you finally decided to create it, how long did it take you to create the funnel?
I mean, funnel creation doesn't take that long. It depends what you want to do. I mean, if you are a technical person, you can create a funnel in a day or two.
Oh, no, I don't mean the programming part. That, like you said, I would give it to the expert, but I mean the actual content.
Yeah, the content probably took, I would say content took some time. I would say at least a month or two. Easy 2 months.
That's pretty fast. Yeah, I thought you were going to say 3-4 months because it's a lot of content.
It is a lot of, I mean, I mean, yes, I had a good writer, by the way. I mean, I did not write it myself. Mm-hmm. I'm just giving you my secret.
Sure.
I had a writer at that time. He wrote it, and then I, of course, modified it. And once I decided that this is what I want to do, I would just turn on my camera. I mean, setting up the infrastructure around you and all that takes more time than actually talking time on the video.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you know it. Once you start talking, you can do the whole thing in one day. But setting up the lighting, setting up, buying the right equipment, having the teleprompter or not teleprompter, try it once, don't like it, do it again. It's like you're shooting a movie.
Yeah.
I mean, so yeah, I mean, it took some time in there. Even then, it doesn't come out perfect. So, but at some point, you say, listen, it is what it is. Let's see, we'll try it, how it goes.
Yeah. No, I am with you. I put together a training course. It's on Udemy now. but everything you mentioned, lighting, voicing, teleprompter, it all took a lot of effort to try and try over. Yep.
Yep. It takes a lot of time and a lot of, lot of energy.
I'm curious. So you mentioned LinkedIn, and I'm noticing that, and I'm thinking of myself as the end user. I get a lot of solicitations now, and I think it's what you mentioned. First, people connect, and then the next message I see, they send me like a generic template style message. Here's the info, and then they start presenting something. Some sound very salesy, and I immediately block those. Some don't. So how do you write the message so people don't block you off?
Yes. So far, I have had only one instance. I connected with maybe 300, 400, 500 people. I have had only one guy who said, no, I don't want to connect with you.
Mm-hmm.
So, even those messages, I'm not sending it myself. I'm using a program. In the program, I import the leads. Those guys who are in real estate, from the LinkedIn, I import that into this program. And there I type, very generic. First is, hey, we are in the similar group. I want to connect.
Mm-hmm.
They say if they connect with you, then you send them a different message. Hey guys, have you thought about? The second message would probably be, like, oh, I found this article, or I wrote this article. Would you like to give me your opinion about it? You're not right, so. That is the second. That could be a second message. And if they say yes in that also, then the third message: have you ever thought of investing in real estate? You're not asking them to. You're not giving them just two more lines. And I have the present. I have a document which I can probably share with you. But that's the basic idea: is you're not telling them much. The moment you start telling them much, it starts sounding like salesy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you telling me?
Yeah.
Right? Why are you telling me? Are you going to sell me something? So, and that's how you are connecting that basically. And now you have to take it further. I have reached to that point where people are starting to accept me. My next level is, some guys are actually starting to schedule a call with me. Yesterday, I had a call with a guy. He said, listen, I want to raise money for you. In the first call.
Wow.
I said, buddy, whatever the heck. I was not ready to tell him.
Yeah. Wow. That's way too fast.
Yeah, way too fast. So, but you never
Prashant,
know. Yeah.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Sorry. No, somebody asked a question in between. Did you hear it? Okay, sorry.
Question. So if we go back to your funnel system, if you were to put percentages for each of the levels, how would you say? So first level is 100%, you give them something. The next level is how much, like what's the percentage that stays?
So I would say if it is 100 on the top, in the second level would be maybe 30.
Mm-hmm.
And the third level would be like 5.
Mm-hmm.
Who will talk to me would be 5 people out of 100. And out of that, I would say two guys with 2 or 3 will invest.
Okay. So it's kind of similar to mailing postcards, letters campaign, where on the bottom of the funnel, it's very, very few. I don't know if it's 1% or less, but very small.
No, those who make calls, they are most. What I have heard is they end up investing with 80% of them investing with you. So I'm just being very conservative right now. I do not have the numbers.
Sure.
Tell you the real numbers, but I'm just guessing from. See, direct mailing is also like that, right? You send 500 postcards, you get 10 calls. Out of those 10, you are lucky that you'll find one person whom you can work with, right? So, but in the direct mailing, you cannot mail them the postcard to invest with you.
Right.
That doesn't happen. It's only for the buying a property, that you could do in the direct mailing. With the funnel, I'm not, even though I've written, you can create a funnel for apartment sellers, but I have not, even though I have created one funnel in past, but it has never worked for me for selling the apartment. I don't think anybody, I've yet to see, yet to conceptualize it in my mind to attract the sellers to get to the funnel. I don't think it will work.
Yeah, it doesn't sound realistic. Yeah, it
Yeah.
makes
So
more
I'm,
sense for investors.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
a big part of this too, is that, like what I've found is that this is such a high trust kind of business, right? Like if someone's really going to invest, particularly like in a syndication, now you're talking about, you're going to separate somebody from $100,000, like, and it's a long-term. I mean, you're like getting married to investors, right? It's a multi-year thing. I mean, it's no joke. So I think they're very, very high trust relationships. So it's almost like, at least in my experience, the people that, most of it's come from word of mouth from the initial investor. Like so much of it comes from, like, in other words, if you just do a really good job
Yeah.
educating and nurturing authentically, not just some veneer, right? But authentically just saying, this is what we do, this is our mission, we love it, this is how we invest, whatever. And then you get people to come along. It's amazing. And you do a good job, of course, then, people will have their friends and family come to you. And that becomes the most validating part, right? Because now for everybody, like I had one guy invest with us and he brought 5 investors with him. Not for that deal, but for future stuff, because he said, these guys have been so great to me. Here's my uncle, here's my cousin, here's my aunt, here's my whatever, right? And it wasn't like we, years later, it was like he saw the kind of reports we were doing in the deal. He saw other kinds of things and he said, oh, wow, I got to introduce you to all my friends. Like, this is a great experience for me, right? So I think it's almost like, I think you got to get in. I've seen people like blaze through leads really fast, so to speak, or like not focus on really, like, you asked great questions for, like, what can I do for you, right? Like how do I help you? What are you trying to accomplish with investing anyway? I mean, why are you curious about real estate? Are you curious just because everybody else is saying they're curious? Which is half the damn people just heard real estate, right? They got excited. They saw some Grant Cardone commercial or something, right?
See, fundamental thing in this is that you have to put investors' interest first.
Yeah.
You have to forget about your interest. I mean, eventually, once you have built that trust, eventually you are going to give them the deal that you have, right? But fundamentally, you are trying to understand if it is somebody, who has to buy a home. It is okay for you to say no. That, buddy, in this time in your life, I would say that you go and buy a home for yourself rather than investing it with me. And the moment you say that, that creates more value for you than taking their money, right? So, and you're right. I mean, once you have, it is like having a baby. You are educating someone, but you are nurturing your baby. You would never do wrong with them. You would never, whatever happens, sky will fall apart, but you will never do it wrong with your kids. So it is like that, and the moment they feel that, yes, you are protecting their interests, they start bringing people. What you are saying is exactly what, now people are giving, testimonials, oh, listen, and they wouldn't give it to me until they got the returns, what they got from us. But once they got the return, oh, buddy, I like it. I'm gonna raise $1 million for you,
Yeah.
So I want to. So that happens all the time,
Excellent. No, but Prashant, this is great content. Thank you for sharing with us. Very nice.
No worries. I mean, I put my my phone, my this link in the chat for my whatever, and this had more things, but I'm just sharing my email and phone number so that everybody, oh, sorry. This is going through one step at a time. Sorry about that. It will be done in a second.
It's a long presentation.
Yeah. I have email address, or small one is my realty gain. This is multifamily realty gains, but I created another funnel for myself, my realty gains, Prashant at myrealtygains.com, and that's my phone number for you guys. Feel free to subscribe for my um, 7-day email course, whatever. Suggest, make some suggestions. I know I'm not looking the best in those videos, but whatever, I tried at least. So
And nothing is perfect. There is always room for improvement. I'm sure you've put a lot of time and effort into creating that funnel. So
and you know that, right? You know how it is.
yeah,
It feels so easy. You see a lot of videos out there, but when you are trying to create something professionally or a little better than like casual, then it takes a lot of time.
absolutely. Yeah, no, Prashant, this was a great presentation. Thank you so much. Guys, we have about 5 minutes left if there are any other questions. I know everyone was asking throughout the presentation. Anyone else? If you want to ask, unmute yourself or type in the chat, whatever you feel comfortable with.
Yeah, it's a lot of efforts, by the way, just to let you know, it is a lot of efforts.
And it looks like it's pricey, right? It looks like you have to invest in this. This is like an investment itself.
Yes. There are Facebook ads guys who charge as much as $3,000-4,000 retainer just to run the Facebook ads. If you want to do that, then you are talking about serious injection of money. These funnels and all, people can create funnel for you for $500. Somebody that really good one, they will charge you $5,000 for that. So small things, but they take, either you do it, because I partially, I'm a technical guy also partially, so I end up trying to save money to do part of it myself, or try to get it done somehow in the offshore, slightly cheaper. But if these things, depending upon the type of business you have, if you have $20,000 to do it, somebody else to do it, they will set it up for you in a week's time, but they'll charge you an arm and a leg.
And as you mentioned, there's always room for improvement. So I take it, you may want to, not just you, anyone down the road, you may want to change certain things or add certain things to your funnel. So there's constantly new things coming in and out of the funnel. So.
Yeah, they have to change. Nothing is permanent. Your website has to change every like 3 months, 6 months. So it's, for me, I'm like 4 or 5 years. I'm constantly changing my website. I feel like that's my permanent job. So you know what I mean. So these things change a lot, and that's the future basically. The problem is that's where the whole world is going toward. That's how you are connected with the world. If you are not connected on LinkedIn, yes, I can do a lot more. Yes, I know that traditional things work, but they work only in certain environment. You have to, it's like FOMO, fear of missing out. You have to spread your energy into both the areas.
And Prashant, the marketing course that you took, do you recommend it to others to take as well?
The marketing course that I took was learn.com. And that was actually something that I took it because I did not know anything about marketing. And in my mind, if you are a real estate syndicator, you have to focus on because that was a marketing course, not for real estate syndicator, right? I would suggest that you do a marketing course for real estate syndicator rather than doing what I did.
It was too generic.
It was too generic, but it gave me so much boost that I was pumped up to learn myself and got some access here and there. And then I hired a company to do it for me offshore. So that way I was able to, and somebody, I was able to do this slightly cheaper. Um, but if there's a course for real estate syndicator, then, and if you want to do it yourself, two things. One is course for real estate syndicator, plus you want to do it yourself, provided that you have time. Then you go for that. Otherwise, have somebody else do it for you.
Makes sense.
Can I ask a question?
Go
Yeah.
ahead, please.
Yeah, so thank you so much for the talk tonight. So my question is, do you have any suggestion for someone who just graduate and try to land a job in digital marketing?
So digital marketing is a very good area. And if you are not a syndicator and you want to learn digital marketing, people make a lot of money in digital marketing. If you find one niche, or you find few niches where you are focused, not a general digital marketer. You say, I'm going to do the digital marketing, only for syndicators, only for health coaches, and only for some, let's say, one or two areas, and just remain focused on them. If you build your competency in a particular area, then chances of your growth in the digital marketing space is much more than just being generic, creating websites and all that. That's very generic stuff.
That's an excellent advice. And Simon, I would add to that, if you have specific interests, you're in real estate meetups, so I'll just use real estate as example. Let's say you're interested in investing in real estate yourself down the road. So maybe build your digital marketing expertise within real estate investors that are syndicators or flippers or something else. So, and I think that's what Prashant was alluding to, but try to find a niche where you also have some sort of interest. It will help you because you would be motivated to learn more about that field as well.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely. Guys,
And trust me, a lot of people make a lot of money in this, because when you have a deal and you don't have time, then you are giving a bunch of money to this digital marketer to do the work for you, and they, and so I know digital marketers who are making upwards of, I don't want to, it's scary to say those numbers, for the $500,000-$600,000,
But again, everything comes with experience, just like in any field. Same here, I'm sure. Prashant, again, thank you so much. This was a great presentation. Thank you. I hope everyone had a chance to copy Prashant's email and phone number. Feel free to connect. He's also on Facebook and LinkedIn, as he mentioned, so you connect with him there. And if anyone is interested in connecting with me, feel free to connect with me as well. And like I said, I'll send the recording within the next 48 hours. Thank you, and have a good night. Bye, guys.
Alina, thanks for having me, and thank you guys for listening to me patiently.
Absolutely. Thanks.
Thank you for sharing, Prashant.
Thanks.